Christians will tell you that no one can go to the Father except they go through the one they call the Son of Man. And this is the same type of thing that happened in the third book of Maccabees, when an evil king required the Jews to be registered and marked with the symbol of a pagan god in order to gain access to the sanctuary. King Ptolemy IV, Philopator, was so impressed with the magnificence of the temple and so wondered at the orderly arrangements that he desired to enter into the sanctuary of the Most High. When the Jews told him that it was not permissible and that no one of the nations, not even the priests in general, but only the supreme high priest of YAH, and he only once in a year was allowed to go in, this king would not listen to them. So they read him the law, but he still persisted in intruding. He said, even if the people and the priests were not allowed to go in, he should certainly have this honor. He reasoned that in all the other temples he had visited, none of the priests who were present forbade him from entering their temples. And since he had had success at those temples, he felt that he should be able to enter the sanctuary of the Most High with or without their consent. As a result of this, the priests fell down in their sacred vestments, imploring the greatest Elohim to come and help in time of need. They filled the temple with lamentations and tears. Virgins who had been shut up within their chambers came out with their mothers, scattering dust and ashes on their heads. Women who had been recently arrayed for marriage left their bridal chambers and ran around the city. Newborns were deserted by their mothers or their nurses who waited on them while these women swarmed into the Most High's temple. Various prayers were offered up by those who assembled in this place because of the unholy attempt of the king. Some citizens even called to arms, but the elders and the aged, with great difficulty, brought them back to a station of prayer. Now it was that the high priest Simon bowed his knees near the holy place, spread out his hands in reverent form, and uttered the following prayer. O YAH, YAH, King of the heavens and ruler of the whole creation, holy among the holy, Governor Almighty, give ear to us who are oppressed by a wicked and profane one who celebrates in his confidence and strength. It is you, the creator of all, the YAH of the universe, who are a righteous governor and judge all who act with pride and insolence. It was you who destroyed the former workers of unrighteousness, among whom were the giants who trusted in their strength and daring by covering them with a measureless flood. It was you who made the Sodomites, those workers of exceeding iniquity, men notorious for their vices, examples to later generations, when you covered them with fire and brimstone, knowing your power when you caused the bold Pharaoh, the enslaver of your people, to pass through the ordeal of many and diverse afflictions. You rode the depths of the sea over him when he pursued with chariots and with a multitude of followers, and gave a safe passage to those who put their trust in you, the Lord of the whole creation. These saw and felt the works of your hand and praised you, the Almighty. You, O King, when you created the immeasurable and measureless earth, chose this city. You made this place sacred to your name, even though you need nothing. You glorified it with your illustrious presence after constructing it to the glory of your great and honorable name. You've promised out of love for the people of Israel that if we fall away from you, become afflicted, and then come to this house and pray, you would hear our prayer. What Simon prayed is true. Because YAH said in 2 Chronicles 7:14 that if his people who were called by his name would humble themselves and pray and seek his face and turn from their wicked ways, that he would hear from heaven and would forgive their sin and heal their land. And in that passage, Yah mentioned nothing about the need to go through anyone called the Son of Man. And that prayer was heard. The scripture says, the God who sees all things, who is beyond all holy among the holy, heard that prayer so suitable and scourged the man who was greatly uplifted with scorn and insolence, shaking him back and forth as a reed is shaken with the wind. He threw him down on the pavement, powerless, with limbs paralyzed, and by a righteous judgment deprived of the ability to speak. But when this evil man came to himself, he was not repentant, and he grew more worse and wicked. So he erected a stone pillar in the courtyard and caused the following inscription to be engraved upon it, quote, "Entrance to this temple is to be refused to all those who would not sacrifice," unquote. And this is the same thing that Christianity tells you today. It says that no one can access the Most High unless they go through one called the Son of Man. And this evil king made all the Jews be registered among the slaves, and those who resisted were forcibly seized and put to death. And on those who were registered, there was a mark placed on their persons by the ivy leaf symbol of Dionysus, a pagan god, and they were reduced and limited in their rights. So this king forced any Jew who wanted to enter the sanctuary to be marked with the symbol of a false god. Dear Israelites, we have a right to approach the Most High for ourselves. He said that if we humble ourselves and pray and seek his face and turn from our wicked ways, that he would hear from heaven. Israelites, you do not have to go through the false god of Christianity to reach the Most High. Yah himself is waiting for you to call upon him.